In the late 1990s, the New York Yankees dominated baseball. 3 World Series titles in 4 years, 25 in team history. The Yankees weren't just the team of the decade, they were the team of the century.
Hey, Clemens!
Rulers of the baseball world? Yes. But little did they know that in the year 2000, they might not even be king of their own city. Just a borough away, the New York Mets were cutting a path to a classic confrontation. 1 city, 2 teams. Something had to give.
Posada's going to swing away, swinging a high fly, deep left field. Yankees win. It's gone. Posada goes deep. And a line drive right field. 3 over. Can't get it. Mets have swept the Diamondbacks.
Line off the glove of Grimsley to Soa. Flip it to Jeter 1. On to first. Double play. What a play to end the game.
Caught by Ventura.
What a play.
Peyton makes the catch. He caught the darn thing. An incredible catch by Bernie.
Caught by Rivera.
Swinging a drive deep down the left field line. Toward the corner. It's out of here! Out of here! The Mets have tied a club record with a 10-run inning.
Major League Baseball Productions presents Subway Series 2000, the New York Yankees and the New York Mets.
Over 110,000 fans will watch the Yankees and the Mets play 2 games.
This is the start of a historic day in Major League Baseball, as for the first time since 1903, 2 Major League teams will play 2 games in 2 different sites.
The Mets and Yankees getting set for their day-night doubleheader with 12 miles between the games.
In July of 2000, the Mets and Yankees played an interleague doubleheader. First in Queens, then in the Bronx. Who knew at the time that this historic encounter was a tease for October? Familiar faces were everywhere as the Yankees began their journey for a 3rd straight title, their 4th in 5 years. But a few mid-season adjustments were deemed necessary, led by the acquisition of David Justice.
Brian Cashman, our general manager, came up with David Justice, which was a perfect fit for us.
Well hit to right. It is gone. A home run for David Justice. He is now officially a Yankee.
The pitch swung on and hit in the air to deep right center. That ball's hard. It is far. It is gone. Unbelievable. Justice prevails in New York.
Other newcomers included utility man Jose Vizcaino.
Vizcaino makes the play.
Luis Sojo, and designated hitter Jose Canseco.
Whoa. Wow, did he crush that one?
Glenn Allen Hill hit 10 home runs in his first full month in pinstripes.
It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's amazing. And that doesn't cover it.
There were just a lot of little pieces that worked. There was some magic going on during the year that maybe at the time we didn't realize was a good sign.
And that's what made their September swoon so bizarre. Just 3 wins in 18 games, 63 straight innings without a lead.
It's hard to believe what's happening to this team.
We didn't try to lose 15 out of 18. Believe me, we were trying to turn it around earlier. We just didn't.
To say that they are limping into the playoffs is the understatement of the year.
To me as a ball player, I was kind of worried about it because I know, that was really bad. We really look like one of those teams that is always the last place, you know, just getting ready to finish the season and go home.
Could the Yankees flick the switch when the playoffs began? It sometimes seemed October would never come.
It was pressure for a different reason. It was like trying to get something over with so we can get on with the postseason.
Careful what you wish for the Yankees had to face a very scary team in the playoffs.
This Oakland A's team, they're young, they're exciting, they're enthusiastic. The A's flexing their muscles.
As the series progressed, the Yankees sure didn't look to be fully out of their funk, for the A's backed them into a corner with an 11-1 whipping in Game 4.
They had basically kicked our rear end in that game, and they were feeling pretty good.
Tomorrow, the A's and the Yankees will battle it out to see who wins this series.
That was the flight from hell. Nobody wanted to make it. However, I think it sort of got us to the point of we're not going to make this trip for nothing.
It was a little bit of a crisis because I don't think too many people packed. We wanted to win it at home and not have to travel. We were facing the hottest team in baseball, and you know, they played us tough.
The Yankees were barely off the plane before embarking on a first-inning assault.
Terrence, long drifting, he can't get it, it's off the wall. Jeter scores, O'Neill being waved around. A three-run double by Tino Martinez.
Joe got to meet him before the game and say, hey, this is our game right here. And then when we put those 6 runs in the first inning, you know, I was so relieved. I said, oh yeah, we got a chance now.
And Mariano Rivera closed the door.
The runner goes, and it's popped up, and this could do it. Martinez in foul ground, and the New York Yankees have won Game 5 here in Oakland, and they march on to the American League Championship Series.
Meanwhile, just across the bay, the Mets were having their way with the team with the best record in baseball.
3-2 pitch. On the inside corner, strike 3 called. The ball game is over. Franco strikes out Barry Bonds. 2-2, bottom of the 13th. Benny would love to try and win it with one swing right here.
You know, it was like, come on, Benny, you can do it. Just step up there and beat a man. And I was like just walking out there. I said, all right, here we go. You know, I'm going to try to do something.
High fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Bonds, looking up at the wall. That ball is out of here! Out of here! The Mets win the ball game! And the Mets take the lead in the series, 2 games to 1.
In Game 4, Bobby Jones pitched one of the greatest games in Met history. The first one-hit postseason shutout since 1967.
You know, I would have never expected to throw a one-hitter by any means.
The New York Mets have won the series, and they race to the mound to mob Bobby Jones. He has thrown a one-hitter.
On to the championship series to face the confident St. Louis Cardinals, where the Mets unleashed their beast.
Piazza, and he hits a ball fair.
He's out of the cage. The monster's out of the cage. The monster's out of the cage. Let's go.
Mike's private nickname around the club is Monster because he's frightening sometimes the way he hits. So we had talked before about the Monster having to get out of the cage, and if we could get the Monster loose, you know, we could really take off.
Their takeoff was fueled by newcomer Timo Perez, who tied an NLCS record by scoring 8 runs.
Well, I'll tell you what, this kid adds a lot of excitement to a ball club.
Up 3 games to 1, the Mets did their part to ensure a Subway Series. As Championship Series MVP Mike Hampton fired a 3-hit, 8-strikeout shutout for a 7-0 win.
Hampton with a count of 3-1. For the first time since 1986, the Mets are going to the World Series.
Back in the Bronx, the topsy-turvy Yankees went scoreless in the first 16 innings of their series with Seattle. They lost Game 1 and trailed 1-0 in the 8th of the 2nd.
Justice, the tying run off second, bottom of the 8th inning with no one out. The pitch, swung on in line, base hit, right center field. Justice rounds third, he will score. It is a rookie base hit for Bernie Williams. The Yankees finally score They tie the game at 1.
Just like that, everything changed.
Swung on and hit in the air to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Derek Jeter puts a cap on the inning, and the Yankees now take a 7-1 lead.
They also won Game 3 in Seattle. And if there was any doubt that the Yankees were back in the groove, Roger Clemens dispelled it in Game 4.
Struck him out for number 15.
I think that Roger was basically telling everybody that night that this is going to be my plate, it's going to be my game, and I'm going to dominate.
Roger Clemens pitches the best game you've ever seen pitched. 1 hit, 2 walks, and 15 strikeouts.
Back in New York, the Yankees rode the arm of Orlando Hernandez and the bat of the LCS MVP.
And the 3-1. Swung on a drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya! Into the upper deck. David Justice with a 3-run home run. And the Yankees have come all the way back. They lead 6-4. Get your tokens ready.
All that remained was one final out.
Got him! 4-game over. American League Championship Series over. Yankees win. The New York Yankees go to the World Series for the 4th time in 5 years. Now the stage is set for the Subway Series between the Yankees and Mets.
It is official. After 44 years, the 2 baseball teams playing in the Big Apple will meet in the Fall Classic.
The Subway Series is back. Fans could not be more excited.
You know, Mets catcher Todd Pratt said before Tuesday's game, it would definitely be the hugest thing ever.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Mets! Let's go Yankees!
Yankees is 6. I hate the Yankees as much as I like the Mets. I would love to see them lose. Now, is there anything else going on but the Subway Series? I don't think there can't be, right?
It seems like the rest of the world has sort of been put aside. The real world no longer exists during this bubble of the Subway Series.
Brothers. We live together, but we hate each other's teams.
If the Yankees lose, I don't think I can face anybody that likes the Mets. I'll never be able to live it down.
I live in Manhattan. Every time I set foot out of my apartment, you're hearing the Yankee fans telling you, you better not lose. Basically, just take those 3 rings and throw them out the window. This is one that matters.
The Subway Series takes off in about an hour and a half. Is this city ready for it? You better believe it.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Mets! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Mets!
This is a campaign promise that I made when I ran for mayor the first time. I promised that there would be a Subway Series, and I've been dreaming about it throughout the 7 years that I'm the mayor, because I feel like I can give to the people of the city some of the experiences that I had when I was a young boy, when the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Giants were in the World Series.
Long before even Rudy, subways roamed New York, and the first Subway Series took place in 1921. The Giants and Yankees, legends like Frankie Frisch and Babe Ruth. The Yankees became the dominant team of the 20s and 30s when they began their streak of 9 Subway Series victories in a row.
You've got a great ball club, but we are going to give you a battle, and may the best club win. Thanks, Bill, very much.
Starting in the 40s, it seemed like baseball in October was always played in New York. The Subway Series was becoming a tradition.
Adlai Stevenson, a distinguished spectator, Stevenson shows he's neutral by wearing both Dodger and Yankee caps. The eyes of the baseball world are fastened on New York.
The assumption was the Yankees were always going to be there. The Dodgers almost always, and then if the Dodgers couldn't make it, the Giants would.
Gigantic Yankee Stadium is just 3/4 of a mile across the Harlem River from the Polo Grounds. So the entire series will be played in a square-mile area of New York City.
The series became a cultural phenomenon as it grew in both emotion and fervor, dividing loyalties in the city.
It was Brooklyn and the Yankees, and it was sort of like a community feud, maybe a family feud, you might say. The whole place came alive as to which side you were rooting for and how you backed them.
The Subway Series rivals are back in Yankee Stadium.
We'd take 2 buses from Ebbets Field to go to the stadium. Well, the cheers would be up and down all the streets and the signs and the goodwill and everything till we crossed the bridge. When we get near the Bronx, what happened? Tomatoes, garbage, booze. Now, I can just imagine what the Yankees met when they came the other way.
We'd take that bus in the morning for a World Series game, and I think everybody in Brooklyn knew the route the bus was taking because those streets were just lined up with thousands of people.
But this autumn ritual was not very kind to Dodger fans. For to be a bum, you had to suffer.
I was spoiled growing up in Brooklyn. It was always dem bums for the Dodgers because they never won. Their cry was wait till next year, and it got sort of comical after a while. And then in 1955, next year came.
Elston Howard sends it grounded to Pee Wee Reese. And these Dodgers at last are world champions.
In Brooklyn that day, I said it was like the liberation of Paris, VJ Day, New Year's Eve, all rolled into one. Anybody that was there knew they were going to remember it the rest of their lives.
And those who witnessed this golden era of Subway Series were treated to great players and even greater moments.
Reliever Liu Casey retires the first 2 Yankees. He's now only 1 out away from victory as he faces Tommy Hendricks.
When Tommy Hendricks started his swing, he came up with a half swing because the ball broke. It hit the side of the glove of Nicky Owens, who was quite surprised as well. We went on to win that game where we had it lost.
There's a fly ball out to right field. That ball is going, it is gone. Robbie's coming to the plate. The throw to Berra, he steals it. 1956 presents an encore performance by the same antagonists who fought it out in a thrilling 7-game series in 1955.
I went with a friend of mine and was pulling for the Dodgers until about the 5th or 6th inning when I realized Don Larson had a no-hitter going.
That day, he threw everything over the plate. Anything I called for, he never shook me off once the whole game. He pitched great.
A no-hitter, a perfect game for Don Larson. Yogi Berra runs out there, he leaps on Larson, and he's swarmed by his teammates.
Little did we know it would be 44 years until the next Subway Series in New York. Just ask the man who played a role in both the past and the present.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium. I have seen the Yankees against the Giants. I have seen the Yankees against the Dodgers. Was I hoping for another one like this year? Surely. What young, red-blooded American would not love to be here to see this monumental clash?
I've never seen more people in Manhattan wearing Yankees and Mets hats.
They'll be talking about this 40 years from now, and we're here now.
Next stop, game 1.
With the Subway subplots played out, it was time for New York and New York to play ball. The challenger, Bobby Valentine's Mets, against Joe Torre's champs, looking for baseball's first three-peat in more than 25 years. The Yankees called on Andy Pettitte to start Game 1 in the Pettitte-friendly confines of the Bronx.
He's 53-21 lifetime here at Yankee Stadium.
2-0 already this postseason. Pettitte had some nasty stuff.
Strike 3 is called.
You know, I felt good with all my pitches, really. I felt like I had a good fastball. I was throwing a lot of fastballs into their right-hand hitters. My curve was working, I had a pretty decent cutter, so pretty much all my pitches were working.
And the pitcher swung on and missed and struck him out.
The Mets countered with their left-handed ace, Al Leiter, who also rose to the moment, matching Pettitte pitch for pitch.
Caught on a miss. He struck him out swinging.
Leiter allowed the Yanks just 2 hits through the first 5 innings.
Swing and a miss struck him out.
But while Leiter kept the bases clean, Pettit had to rely on his pickoff prowess to hold the Mets at bay. For the leadoff man reached base in 5 consecutive innings.
Grounded to shortstop to his left. Jeter can't get it. It's in the second. That's the leadoff man on.
You know, it's always keeping me back in the lawn. It makes my job obviously a lot harder.
Andy Pettit has one of, if not the best pickoff moves to first in the game. Don't even think about running on it. 42 pickoffs, the most in the majors the last 5 years.
You know he has a great move.
He's got a long move. He's got a slide step.
Sometimes his move is so good that he can still pick you off, even though you know he's got a great move.
Now to have Piazza caught. In the rundown, Jeter will take care of the rest. 1 out.
I've seen him pick guys off. They're not going anywhere, just like that.
More Met base running mistakes fed right into the hands of the Yankees.
That's going to roll back fair. Sealed in run. 2 out. Smart play by Scott Brocious. He saw no need in knocking the ball foul because Zeal wasn't running, and it trickles back fair. Heads up play by Brocious.
Time after time, the Mets took themselves out of innings.
Yet another base running mistake tonight by the New York Mets.
This trend would continue. With the game scoreless in the 6th, Todd Zeal came up with 2 men out, and on first, Timo Perez. With 2 men out, you run on contact.
Get up! Get up! Looking up, and it's off the top of the wall, fielded by Justice. He fires into Jeter. Perez is coming home. Here's the throw. He is out at the plate. That's a home run! That's a home run!
It looked for a moment as though it might be out.
That was a 2-strike pitch that slided down and in that I hit hard. I mean, I knew I hit it hard enough to get over the outfielder's head. I thought it had a chance to get out. And I thought from my vantage point the ball disappeared for a split second, and that made me think that the ball was a home run. Timo must have had the same or similar vantage point that I did, thinking that the ball was out, and unfortunately that ended up being something that cost us.
Timo Perez doesn't run hard starting right there. Now he picks it up, and it's too late. And that cost the Mets the lead. Inexcusable right there.
When he hit it, my reaction was drop the head, and, you know, I just blew the game for us.
Zeal into left field, well hit. Track, wall, off the top of the wall.
And then all of a sudden, I see it bounce back in, and to tell you the truth, I still thought it was gone. I thought the fan had hit it.
The Yankee fan who could have caught it knew to do so might give the Mets a 2-0 lead. He somehow had the foresight to adopt a hands-off policy.
It hit off the top of the wall, right here at the corner of the pad that's here to protect the players.
Off the very top of the wall in left field, off the bat of Zeal.
Another inch, and it hits the top of this cushion, and it goes on over for a home run.
Todd Zeal's bad fortune, Nelson's split-second decision, Timo's failure to run, and Derek Jeter's phenomenal relay kept the game scoreless in the 6th. Missed opportunities against the Yankees can prove deadly. So too can a Joe Torre hunch, like Jose Vizcaíno, 10 for 19 lifetime against Leiter. His first World Series start.
I was shocked, but I was happy at the same time because I knew, that in the past I hit Leiter well, so I was going to have a good chance to be in the lineup.
Vizcaíno, a leadoff base hit for the Yankees here in the 6th.
Jose's first hit marked the first time the Yankees had their leadoff man on base. And as the inning progressed, the scales finally tipped their way.
2 on, 1 out, David Justice.
Swung on and drilled to left center field. Giving chase is Payton. He cannot get there. Scoring is now blocked. Here comes Jeter. He'll score. The Yankees lead 2-0.
Ironically, when Pettit finally did get the leadoff hitter out of the 7th, he ran into trouble. Bases loaded for pinch hitter Bubba Trammell.
travels 7 out of 18 with a home run in his history with Andy Pettitte.
When I first stepped into the box, I don't know what it was. It was like it was just me and Andy Pettitte was in the ballpark. I didn't really hear anything, and I felt good.
Line shot, base hit in the left field. In to score, Agbayani. Here comes Peyton. The game is tied. Bubba Trammell with a 2-run pinch hit single.
That was all for Pettitte. And Jeff Nelson took over with the game tied at 2. But with 2 out and Todd Pratt just 90 feet away, Nelson faced Edgardo Alfonso, who proved it's not how hard you hit it, but where.
Swinging a topper up the third base line. Charging Brocious, bare hands and throws. Not in time. The Mets take the lead.
2 innings later, the Mets looked for a cushion.
And the Mets trying to get to Mariano Rivera for some insurance here in the 9th.
But this time, it's Pratt on third who doesn't run on contact. With the big guns waiting on deck and Timo at the plate with 1 out.
Is chopped to second. They hold the runner, and the throw to first is just in time. Vizcaíno juggled it.
Gotta go on contact. Pratt not running on contact. Had he done so, he would have scored. The Mets 2 outs away from a victory here in Game 1. Benitez during the regular season, a Mets franchise record with 41 saves.
The Mets had failed to bury the Yanks, and with a gutsy 10-pitch at bat, Paul O'Neill sought to keep them alive.
Benitez has him set up at 1-2.
Paul O'Neill went up there facing a guy that's throwing the ball 98 miles an hour, 97 miles an hour, and he made some great pitches on him outside that if he takes them, they're probably strike 3. As it turned out, he kept foul tipping some very tough pitches.
Staying alive is the veteran right fielder.
I was doing all I could just to keep the bat going until I could get a pitch to hit.
Defensive swings this entire at-bat. This is a tremendous time at bat for O'Neill, wasting away a couple of outside pitches. He has really had his money's worth here.
I just remember getting to 3-2 and stepping out. You kind of tell yourself, make it be a strike, make it be a strike.
3-2, the count remains on Paul O'Neill.
A 1-out walk, and the tying run is on.
1 out, 1 on, and another Tory hunch as Luis Polonia was called upon to bat for Scott Brocious.
I know Benito really well. I know how hard he can be to hit. And when I got my challenge at last, I said, you know what, just look for a good pitch to hit. That's exactly what I did.
There's a base hit right field. O'Neill holds at second.
The second hit of the game for Vizcaíno loaded the bases and made that insurance run the Mets didn't get look oh so large.
A walk, back-to-back singles, and the bases are loaded back to the top of the order in Knobloch.
Now a fly ball will tie the game. In the air to deep left. Back goes McEwing. He's there. Tagging is O'Neill. He will score the tying run.
The Yankees had avoided losing their first World Series game since 1996, but there was still more work to be done, and extra innings bore frustration.
Tie game, bottom of the 10th inning, bases loaded and only 1 man out. Glendon Rush facing Paul O'Neill.
The Yankees have an opportunity. A fly ball wins the game.
Infield in, halfway, outfield is in.
Ground ball towards second, might be 2. Alfonso flips to second, Abbott to first, double play, and Rush gets out of it.
The fury of failure, for the game remained tied. But through the 11th and 12th, Mike Stanton was superb in this, the longest World Series game ever played. In the bottom of the 12th, Tino Martinez got a 1-out single, and for the 3rd straight inning, the Yankees threatened.
Sada's due right here. Yeah, I know. Sada's due. Come on.
Swung on a hit shortly off the glove of Alfonso into right center field. Going to third is Tino Martinez. Peyton Fields fires in, and standing on second with a double is Posada, and the Yankees are set up again.
90 feet away stood the potential winning run. At the plate, a legend waiting to be born.
It's up to me, so You know, I just put my head down and say, just relax, because this is going to be your game right here. I just going to go out there and then look for the first pitch try and then just hit the ball at the matter.
Swung on line drive, base hit to left field. Here comes Tito, and the Yankees win the game. And they lead in this best-of-7 series, 1-0.
As soon as I hit the ball, I knew it was over. And I was just running out the first base, just thinking all the people that were so happy for me, just to see me just hitting the base hit. And when I touched first base, I just jumped.
A big base hit for Jose Vizcaíno. I'm a Yankee fan since birth. I'm a Yankee fan since birth.
I can't imagine anything better right now than the Mets and the Yankees playing their World Series in New York.
Next stop, Game 2.
The Yankees' comeback victory in Game 1 brought to mind some Game 1 World Series comebacks from the recent past.
Swung on a drill deep to right. That ball is gone. A grand slam for Tito Martinez.
The Yankees staged still another Game 1 rally against Atlanta in 1999.
Gets this one down. Well placed. Hunter has to make a good play, and then it squirts out of his hand.
Hand the Yanks Game 1, you may never recover. Now, as Game 2 got underway, Roger Clemens entered the fray, fresh off his dominating one-hit shutout in the League Championship Series. And while Game 1 of this series simmered, the presence of Clemens in Game 2 brought things to a boil early.
Here we go, Game 2 of the 2000 World Series.
The 2-2 to Timo. Swing and a miss. He got him.
1-2. Esplita struck him out swinging.
So you know the stuff is still there.
And now you hear the roar of the crowd, positive and negative, as Mike Piazza walks to the plate for his rematch against Roger Clemens.
It was the much-anticipated battle within the war, a rematch of two superstars with a recent history.
The 0-1 pitch way inside and hit him. Piazza is hit by the pitched ball, and he is down on his back in the batter's box. Oh, man, was that scary.
Now, leading up to the start, you get so emotional. You know, I got so emotional because this is all right. I just wanted the ball, and let's go, let's get it on. And this is the bat everybody wanted to see.
Now the 55,000 plus here at Yankee Stadium rises one.
And obviously both Clemens and Piazza know that the world is watching both of them, how they react.
Clemens winds. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Broken bat, foul ball off the right side, and the barrel of the bat came out to Clemens, and he picks it up and throws it back. I don't know what Clemens had in mind.
When Mike's bat broke, it looked like the ball came at me. And I thought it was the ball at first. I almost charged it, and I picked it, and I slung the bat in the on-deck circle. He happened to be running, and now it becomes an issue. If it was anybody else on the team's bat, and I threw it over in that direction, I don't even think it would have been an issue.
I don't think either of them did anything wrong.
It seemed like when I initially first looked at him, it looked like he was trying to slam the bat to the ground, and then when it came in my direction, I mean, obviously he was extremely pumped up. Then I went out and said, "What is your problem?" I kept asking, "What is your problem?" So he didn't say anything.
He said, when I let it go, I never saw Mike. And then all of a sudden, obviously when the bat comes out of his hands, there he was, and it was scary. And it took Roger about 7 or 8 or 9 minutes to sit down and get himself collected and get his focus back.
3 up, 3 down at the end of a half inning. The Mets nothing, the Yankees coming about.
But Clemens wasn't the only one in search of control. So was Mets starter Mike Hampton.
Count's gone to 3-0 on Justice, and now ball 4, a 2-out walk. That's 8 straight out of the strike zone and back-to-back walks with 2 out to Justice and Williams.
And the Yankees thrive on gifts.
Opposite way base hit. Here comes Justice, and the Yankees strike first. And a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Williams will score without a play, and it's 2-0 Yankees.
Hampton's 2-out walks had cost him dearly, and trailing by 2 after 1, the glare of the spotlight was back on Clemens. But with 1 on and 2 out, Lenny Harris, almost seized it.
As Harris goes the opposite way, down the line and left, it's a foul ball. By a matter of feet, Lenny Harris missed tying this game with an opposite field home run.
And Lenny never got a second chance.
He struck him out swinging splitter. No runs, 1 hit. 4 strikeouts for Clemens.
In the bottom of the second, Scott Brocious found this game of inches going his way.
Moving over Agbayani right near the foul pole, and it's out of here. Scott Brocious with a towering home run just inside the left field foul pole.
Now, Clemens had a 3-0 lead, and he was fully refocused.
Certain people have that ability to rise to the occasion, and he's done it in the past, so he has the ability to do it again.
And as the Mets discovered again and again,
the early returns are in, and Roger Clemens has brought great stuff to the park with him tonight.
They told me that I threw some split fingers that were extremely hard. That's probably a little too hard for my split, but sometimes you have to sacrifice velocity to get movement. In game 2, I didn't have to do that.
Oh, what a splitter. Hellacious.
I think at one point I pitched Vinny Agbayani a split finger, and Georgie completely missed that to run over and get it and throw him out at first, and he gave me a look of wow.
When Clemens left after 8 innings and 9 strikeouts, the Mets had more errors than hits. In the bottom of the 8th, the Yankees looked for a seemingly unimportant run.
Tell you what, Tino's swinging about well. He looks like he's getting locked in. Yes.
Loop to short. It's a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Jeter. A base hit and an RBI for Tino.
Real comfortable, buddy. Hey, right time.
6-0 in the 9th. The Yankees hadn't lost a World Series game in which they led after 8 since 1947. The fans were thinking sweep. Rivera was resting, and Jeff Nelson was called on to finish the game. But the resilient Mets were far from finished.
Too many things can happen in this game. Nothing's over. Nothing's over till they make the 27 out.
Piazza dealt the first blow.
A drive in the air deep down the left field line, hooking toward the corner. That ball is out of here! Off the foul pole for a 2-run homer from Mike Piazza.
And the Yankees' 6-0 walk in the park is now 6-2.
With one on and Zeal at the plate, a quick hook by Torre, who called on Rivera to close it out. Mariano had not allowed a postseason home run since 1997, and Zeal once again came inches short.
A high fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Bellinger onto the track, right back near the wall. Makes the catch at the top of the left field fence.
I thought I hit the ball well enough to be a home run, and I didn't think there was any doubt, in my mind at least, off the bat that it was a home run. It got hung up in the wind, gets caught. The ball, ironically, probably would hit on top of the wall again.
But with 2 out now and 2 men on base, what Zeal came close to doing, Jay Payton did.
Hit in the air to deep right field. Back toward the corner goes O'Neill, and it's out of here! Jay Payton with an opposite field 3-run homer!
And the Mets have scored 5 runs in the 9th and now trail 6-5.
Of course, give Mariano a 1-run lead to protect, no problem.
Game over. Yankees win the first 2 games of the 2000 World Series.
Well, it was as scary a proposition as the Yankees have ever had in a World Series game.
When we score 5 runs, I say, wow, you see how good we are? And we only lose the game for 1 run, you score 5 runs. And you have to think how tough we can be in this series.
Mets fan all the way. They're going to do it. I know they're going to do it.
It's what every New Yorker kind of dreams about. You know, having grown up a Yankee fan and a Met fan, it's kind of like my dream come true.
Next stop, Game 3.
And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Shea Stadium in New York. The Mets play Game 3 of the 2000 World Series against the New York Yankees.
Live from Shea Stadium in New York, it's New York Yankees baseball tonight. Game 3 of the 2000 World Series. The Yankees hold a lead of 2-0.
Obviously, the Mets are in a must-win situation tonight after dropping the first 2 games.
Well, it's game 3, but it's really game 7 for them. They have to win this ball game because no team has ever come back from 3 games to nothing down.
If the Mets were going to avoid a 3-game deficit, they'd have to beat a team that had won an incredible 14 straight World Series games and a pitcher who was a perfect 8-0 in postseason play. Orlando Hernandez.
Oh, here's an experienced pro at this, and obviously I could see exactly why he's been so great in the postseason. Very confident, very aggressive, very unpredictable, throw any pitch in any count, and has great control.
And El Duque took control right from the start, baffling the Mets with an assortment of fastballs, sliders, and curves.
El Duque struck out the side in the bottom of the first.
He's been tough in the postseason, and I think our whole team knew that. You know, we just figured, you know, if we can keep it close and give us a chance to win, and, you know, that's my job, is to keep us in the game.
And that's just what Reed would do in the first World Series game at Shea since 1986.
He's always been a big game pitcher for me. He's always been a confident guy. He's always been the guy that I wanted with the ball.
Struck him out inside corner fastball.
In fact, even though he's known as a control artist, 5 of his first 6 outs were strikeouts.
I was getting ahead with strike 1 and, you know, making them chase some pitches out of the strike zone, and ended up getting a few strikeouts.
So Rick Reed strikes the side out. He's got 5 strikeouts in 2 innings.
Not to be outdone, all of El Duque's first 6 outs were also strikeouts. But El Duque's streak was interrupted by the first pitch of the 2nd inning.
And hit the deep right field, Robin Ventura way back. Goodbye, home run. Mets lead it 1-0.
Trailing by 1, the Yankees looked to Jeter to ignite a spark in the top of the 3rd.
Jeter now with that 12-game hitting streak in World Series play.
From one playoff hero to another, David Justice has played in more postseason games than any man on earth. And as Reed found out, no one's driven in more postseason runs.
Hit hard, a fair ball.
Come on! Come on! Come on, DJ, let's go! You gotta go! You gotta go hard!
Perez into the corner to cut it off. They bring Jeter around. Here's the relay throw. Alfonso to Piazza. Not in time. And Jeter's in safely to tie the game. A double and an RBI for Justice. And it's 1-1 in the 3rd.
In the 4th, Tino Martinez was on first when a resurgent Paul O'Neill found the gap.
Into right center field. That ball will get down and go to the wall. Martinez will score easily. Headed for 3rd is O'Neill. He is safe. The Yankees lead 2-1.
It was O'Neill's first triple in 70 playoff games.
That's what I'm talking about. Rise to the occasion, Paulie. That's it, baby.
Although the Yankees had jumped on top, the Mets continued to chip away at El Duque's postseason armor. Still, when he had to, Orlando held down the fort.
And he struck him out. Strikeout number 9 for Orlando Hernandez.
But in the 6th, Piazza doubled, Ventura walked, and Zeal took center stage.
Swing of a line drive down the left field line toward the corner. Base hit. Around 3rd, Piazza. He'll score to tie the game. And the Mets have drawn even at 2-2.
But the inning was far from over, for the Mets would load the bases with nobody out. If ever there was a time to test El Duque's mettle, it was now. His response was amazing.
He struck him out. He has struck out 2 with the bases loaded. The 0-1 delivery. And a ground ball to short. A force at second. Jeter, and they do it! What a job by Hernandez.
Yo estoy adaptado a luchar desde muy pequeño.
I'm used to fighting. Ever since I was younger, I never gave in. It was a hard inning, but luck was on my side.
Seventh inning. Still tied at 2. Now the Yankees had 2 on and 2 out. And it was time for Dennis Cook to persevere.
Williams struck him out.
In the 8th, veteran John Franco, thriving in his first World Series in 17 years, held the Yankees in check. But in the bottom of the 8th, Zeal once again reached base.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit.
And Mets fans tugged at their past for hope. Benny Agbayani had come through before.
Agbayani, those fine postseason numbers, 333, has hit successfully in 11 in a row, but not tonight.
Obviously, we weren't getting anything off El Duque, and finally we were able to do a little something. And Benny's been a great hitter. He's not just a big, strong-looking guy that swings really hard.
You know, El Duque, he was pitching us tough that night, and, you know, he was pitching me very tough. So I was trying to look for something over the plate where I could handle, and, you know, I just got a pitch right there, and I drove it in.
Agbayani into left center field. That ball is down to the wall. Zeal on the races. He's around third, digging for the plate, and the Mets take a 3-2 8th inning lead. Agbayani delivers again.
No team had ever swept 3 straight World Series, and the Mets looked to keep it that way. El Duque gave way to Stanton after pinch runner Joe McEwing moved to third on Jay Payton's infield single. Now, for insurance, the Mets look to travel.
Fly ball deep enough to center to drive a run in.
McEwing tags. Here comes the throw, and he scores standing up.
And the Mets have a 4-2 lead.
And tag that run onto the line of Orlando Hernandez.
Seeking redemption from his Game 1 meltdown, Benitez bolted from the bullpen in the 9th. Without this win, the Mets had no hope. 2 out for Justice. On second, Knobloch.
Justice pops it up. If it's caught, this is a 2-1 series. Alfonso.
It is! And the Mets win it 4-2 and get back into the series.
The Yankees' streak was over. The Mets were alive.
Subway series.
It's phenomenal. You know, to feel the people of the city coming together in good-natured rivalry. Had some wild moments already in the series, but the games are real close, and it's great.
Next stop, Game 4. Stand clear of the closing doors.
As Game 4 approached, Piazza and the Mets sought to maintain the momentum of their Game 3 triumph. Riding the crest of his Division Series 1 hitter, Bobby Jones took the mound for the Mets. He soon found out that Derek Jeter has a nasty way of extinguishing momentum.
He's got that look in his eye that he's waiting for this next confrontation. He loves it, and the more pressure, the more he seems to enjoy the competition.
Derek Jeter ready to go. Here we go. First pitch time, 8:31. And Jeter swings. It's a high drive to left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Derek Jeter hits a first ball fastball deep in the bleachers in left field. And on the first pitch of the game, the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
It was huge to score early. You know, you want to do that on the road, playing in a hostile environment like Shea Stadium. But more importantly, when you're facing a great team like that, you want to give your pitcher some runs and some breathing room.
The Yankees' 1-0 lead was entrusted to starting pitcher Denny Nagel, called on over David Cone to start Game 4, in part because he was 7-3 lifetime against the Mets, and Nagel opened strong.
Nagel fires, changeup swing, and a miss. He got him.
Then, in the second, it was time for the Yankees' new triple threat.
O'Neill with a 7-game hit streak in the postseason, 7 for 12 in the World Series. Breaking ball, and he just launched that one into the right field corner. Perez coming over to get it, can't cut it off. O'Neill sees it, thinks about 3, tries for 3, will get 3, standing up.
He's never satisfied with 2, 3 hits. He needs to get one every single time up. He manufactures it, he works it, and I really respect that about Paulie.
Following an intentional walk to Jorge Posada, the Mets took their chances with Brocious against Jones.
Here's the 1-1 delivered. The runner goes. That's going to get a run in. Center field. Payton scoring easily O'Neill. And Brocious has another RBI, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
In the top of the third, the relentless Jeter continued his assault on Mets pitching.
The 2-0 to Jeter. Swung on and hit in the air to deep right center. Away back goes Perez and Payton. That ball is 1 hop off the wall. So Jeter goes all the way to third with a triple.
Luis Sojo then grounded out to second, and the Yankees had put 3 on the board. In the bottom of the third, and at the bottom of a 3-0 score, the Mets faithful got a glimmer of hope when table setter Tino Perez managed to reach base. That set the stage for
the catcher, number 31, Mike Piazza.
Right now, the Mets and the Met fans need what players call a big fly from Mike Piazza.
He got a heavy load because everybody looks towards him to do everything on our team.
Well, not quite everything, but this sure helped.
Fly ball hit well, left field way back. It might go, it's gone. It's gone. A 2-run homer for Mike Piazza.
I was looking at the pitch and I was like, you know, how in the heck did he hit that ball over the fence? I mean, he's a very strong guy. You know, he's a tremendous player. He has come up with those big-time hits whenever we need them.
2 innings later, with 2 out in the 5th, Torre wasn't about to let Nagel face Piazza again, calling on former Met David Cohn, who's no stranger to vintage moments in the Fall Classic. Though leading, Nagel could not get his first World Series victory.
You felt bad for Denny because he's thrown such a great game, and he made one mistake against Piazza. But still, we were up, and he just needed 1 more out to get the win.
Yeah, I just felt at that time I wanted the matchup of David Cohn because he's got a bag of tricks.
Here comes David Cohn, 37-year-old right-hander.
The 1-1. Breaking ball, swung on a miss.
Cohn reached deep inside that bag and delivered.
Swung on and popped him up.
So Joe Torre makes the move. He brings David Cohn out of the bullpen, and here it's Shea. He gets Mike Piazza to end the 5th inning.
Trailing 3-2, Alfonso kept the Mets afloat with his defense.
And it's over the head. Jones covering. Fine play by Alfonso.
Ground ball toward the whole right side. Diving stop Alfonso from his knees. He throws out Justice. Sensational play by Edgardo Alfonso, 2 out.
He is all over the place.
But Jeff Nelson and the Yankees bullpen were also coming up big in the clutch.
And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, right back to Nelson. Catches it on the fly and flips to Tino Martinez for the 1-3 double play.
Nelson maintained the 3-2 lead into the 7th, where with 1 on, Stanton continued his postseason excellence.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He got him.
In the 8th, the Yankees called on Rivera, who was seeking to convert his 17th consecutive save situation.
What a relief when he's into the game and you have a lead, especially in the postseason. He's dominant. I mean, as a player playing behind him in right field, there's times where I just feel like throwing my glove down. I'm not going to get a ball here.
But Alfonso forced O'Neill to use both his glove and his legs.
The pitch to Alfonso. Line drive right field coming in hard as O'Neill reaching down, sliding, makes the catch.
Paul O'Neill stole a hit from Alfonso. The play of the game, a beautiful play by O'Neill.
In the ninth, no defense was necessary.
It'll be a 1-2 to Franco. The pitch. Strike three. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
It's a time-tested recipe. Mix in lots of Jeter, a dash of Mo, and enjoy the taste of victory.
And the home alive.
I don't think I've ever been that nervous in my life. I'll be telling my grandkids one day that I came to Game 5 of the World Series when the Mets played the Yankees.
Next stop, Game 5.
I think the urgency to do it tonight is because, you know, we've got the hammer right now.
Well, here they are again, the world champion Yankees on the verge, one win away from their third consecutive world title.
They look different than everybody else. They carry with them a swagger. It's not conceit or arrogance. They just know that they belong here.
We've experienced a lot of success. There's a sense of magic here.
So this is do or die for the Mets.
Trying to slow down this Yankee train is tonight Al Leiter on the mound for the Mets, and they couldn't hand select a better starter for tonight's Game 5.
What our team, since I've been a Met, exemplifies is that we really don't give up.
Now for the Yankees, on the mound is Andy Pettitte.
Interesting thing about Pettitte in his World Series career, he's never given up a run on the road in a World Series game.
And they have that look in their eye. They know when they're a win away how to close it out.
As the Mets soon discovered, the Yankees could strike at any time and with anyone.
Here's Bernie Williams. He is 0 for 15 in the series, and he's 0 for his last 22.
I felt the pressure to perform in the biggest stage of the year, you know, the World Series, and you want to do good. You want to feel like you're contributing to the success of the club.
Well hit into left field, down the left field line. It is gone, a home run.
Bernie Williams with his first hit of the 2000 World Series.
And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
The Mets were talking about trying desperately to get the early lead here tonight, but it's the Yankees on top in the second.
In their half of the inning, the Mets had their fate fulfilled in the strangest fashion. With 2 men on and 2 men out, Al Leiter had a plan. But first, he'd need a different bat.
Remember, this is the National League, no DH, so the pitcher is up next, and Al Leiter is a guy who can't hit a lick.
He's almost a complete give-up here, lefty against lefty.
Well, runs were hard to come by in this series for both teams, and you had to make the best of any opportunity you got.
The second and third, 2 out.
There's a drag bunt up the first base side. Pettitte in a foot race with Leiter to the bag. The feed is off the glove.
A run scores and the game is tied.
A beautiful drag bunt by Al Leiter. You can't drag it any better. Martinez made a delayed underhand flip, and Pettitte did not catch it.
I thought he was going to turn the game totally in our favor.
It sure helped, thanks to Benny Agbayani.
Now first and third, 2 out, and Agbayani rolls one to third, pass brushes. Payton scores, it's 2-1 Mets.
What an unlikely rally for the New York Mets.
What an odd inning, huh?
2 70-foot hits had given the Mets the lead. Now, 2 60-foot 6-inch pitching performances by 2 great left-handers became the dominant theme throughout the middle innings.
Strike 3 called. Oh, what a masterful job.
He has nasty stuff that moves. Everything he throws moves.
Of course, with Pettitte on the mound, even when the Mets managed to get a base runner, he never got very far.
Throw to first, and picked off is Abbott. Can you believe that?
You can see Kurt Abbott totally fooled.
Meanwhile, the Yankees were having trouble simply getting on base.
Ground ball past the mound, running for it was Abbott. The throw to first, and he's out at first. Oh, what a close play.
It was very close, and the Yankees did not get the call.
Still trailing in the top of the 6th, the Yankees had the heart of the order coming to the plate. And the heart of a champion didn't miss a beat.
I was just basically trying to get a good pitch to hit and get on base, maybe try to steal a base. And we're good at manufacturing runs, so I wasn't no stretch of the imagination trying to hit the ball out of the park. But I didn't want to chase a bad pitch, and I was looking for a fastball and a changeup he left up, so it was a mistake on his part.
Swung on a drill deep to left field. Backing up Agbayani. Looking up. See ya!
Derek Jeter's gone deep again.
I know I'm good. I don't have to tell anybody as long as I feel that way. And Derek has that look about him that it's nice to have him on my side.
This home run and the one last night, he just does things to help win games. He is a flat-out winner.
It has been an honor for me to play with him, and that's something I want to tell my grandkids. You know, I had an opportunity to play with Derek Jeter.
We need everyone in order to win, and I was just fortunate to have a couple of huge at-bats for the team. But you basically can pick anyone as a hero of this series.
The Mets and the Yankees in another pressure cooker of a ball game.
Precisely what Andy Pettitte loves in October.
During the postseason, he's just so relaxed and so concentrated and so focused on what he's got to do.
Andy was never more focused than in the seventh with the go-ahead run on first. For as Torrey watched him close in on 120 pitches, Pettitte was perfect.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
How about that pitch by Pettitte?
Ventura strikes out, and Andy Pettitte threw 7 strong innings.
The Yankee bullpen continued to excel in the eighth, led by Mike Stanton's ride into the record books.
Mike Stanton has the best ERA in the World Series among relief pitchers, all time 1.08.
He threw the ball so well in the playoffs. You got to get to Mariano, and there's usually a spot there, and Stanton filled it.
Unfortunately for the Yanks, Leiter, too, was superb.
Leiter has nasty stuff. He has electric stuff tonight.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Leiter has been great.
A magnificent pitcher's duel tonight.
As the game went along, he just went to another level. You know, I remember he was just completely unhittable.
Struck him out.
Overpowering inning.
Leiter's dominance continued into the ninth.
Martinez is gone.
Leiter's actually getting better as the game goes along.
Boy, he is finishing with a flourish.
9 strikeouts and 3 in a row.
So 2 down, and here's Posada.
And Jorge gave every indication that he too would become another victim of Leiter's strikeout streak.
Swing and a miss.
And the count 2-2. So Leiter, whose last 4 outs have been strikeouts, now is a pitch away from striking out the side in the 9th inning.
I remember he's got the 2-2 count and throws me another ball. It was close, very close pitch.
Just missed. Looked like he had him struck out.
Goes to 3-2. I said to him, okay, if you can get on base, I know Brosh is behind me, and just see if we can score in this inning.
A 2-out walk.
It may be awfully tough for Leiter to crank it up again here. He let it all hang out against Jorge Posada. A 9-pitch at bat winding up in a walk.
With Scott Brocious, one of the World Series all-time top hitters, at the plate.
Swung on line, there's a base hit left field.
2 on with 2 out.
Leiter may be running on fumes right now. He's up to 141 pitches, and you wonder whether he can survive here in the 9th inning.
You know, pitch counts mean nothing the last day of the season. I thought that we were winning or losing with our rate in that inning.
Torrey's move an inning prior now set the stage for Louis Soho.
He's really the hitter I wanted in this spot because he's a contact guy. And we're just looking for a single. You know, I may have been sorry if I was looking for a home run at that point, but I was looking for a single.
Leiter's thrown 141 pitches.
Here he's ready to go to 142. The pitch.
Up the middle. Base hit. Here comes Posada. Throw to the plate. Hits the runner. Into the dugout. Brocious will score, and the Yankees lead 4-2.
It is a 2-run hit for Louis Soho.
That's when the first pitch, and my God, I did it. I mean, it's like that was unbelievable.
The long night for Al Leiter is over, and with it, the season for the Mets may be over.
Rivera will get ready, and the Yankees are 3 outs away from winning the World Series.
He's money in the bank. As soon as he comes in, he's money in the bank.
The Mets with 45 come-from-behind victories this year, the most in the National League. But tonight they'll have to come from behind against Mariano Rivera.
You know what's coming, and still you can't hit it.
Hamilton's gone, 1 out.
If the Mets get somebody young, then Mike Piazza would get a chance at bat.
A 1-out walk.
That gives the Mets great hope, because now, if Fonzie does anything but hit into a double play, then you have Mike Piazza.
There's not one batter that he's afraid of.
A high fly to right, not deep. O'Neill comes in, he's there.
One more out for the Yankees, and they will have a three-peat.
But a big, big barrier right here in Piazza.
My whole feeling going into that inning was don't let any runners get on, because Piazza's hitting fourth.
It comes down to Piazza, and what a dramatic ending.
It has to come down to this. The best relief pitcher probably in the history of baseball, and the best hitting catcher in the history of baseball.
Piazza gets into one to center. Back is Brian Williams. A three-peat.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
I don't care if you're in Little League. To win a championship, to win it back-to-back, and then win it 3 times in a row is, it's a feat that I'm proud to be part of.
When we won our first World Series in '96, it was exciting.
We did it right here! We did it!
And then we won our second one. And then after that, you start getting excited for the guys that haven't won before.
This guy, just driving me nuts the last inning. I mean, he just keep telling me, I'm size 10, talking about his ring. And I go, well, one more out, you get your ring, man.
Everyone came out to me and said, "Be happy, this moment for you," and they started hugging me, kissing me.
It didn't matter who we had in, who we brought in, who came in and stepped up. I think if you put the whole team together, it's just amazing the fact that we have been able to do it year after year after year.
We like family, and when you got a guy like Joey Torre in your team as a manager, I mean, you just got to play hard for this guy.
When we carried Joe out, I think it was a very emotional moment for him.
It made me feel good, because you have to make tough decisions during these postseason, and not everybody's happy with some of the ones you make. But to have them come together to feel that way about their manager, it got me choked up. There's no question. I was very surprised to be put up there on the shoulders. But once I got comfortable, I enjoyed the ride.
For me, it was like the biggest one. It was because all we went through. We went through so much stuff. But we came into the playoff. Everything changed, and I was happy. Then I was able to see the guys reach out for what they got left.
The New York Yankees have once again reached the summit of the sports world. They've won their 3rd straight championship.
It was a World Series, but it was also a Subway Series. And as such, it transcended the game of baseball.
I've never seen a sporting event consume so many parts of so many different lives.
I described it as it would be like if Allie and Frazier had fought every single night for a week.
It really made us feel that we were playing for something other than the World Series.
My images I'm gonna always remember from this one is winning it on their field. Just all the hugs, seeing all the smiles, and just the elation.
Starting the new millennium, the New York Yankees are once again world champions.
And the only man named All-Star Game and World Series MVP the same year has a simple theory for his team's success.
This team just simply doesn't want to lose. You know, we hate to lose, we love to win.